I'm going to tell you a story, but the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the cult. Oh, look, Little Tim's is still saying its idiocy. Oh, well. No matter how much you say that, Dims, it ain't going to make the Kama Sutra about that. You just won't. Alright. We are now on to the Kama Sutra, Part 2, Chapter 9 of the Auparishtaka, or Mouth Congress. There are two kinds of eunuchs: those that are disguised as males and those that are disguised as females. Eunuchs disguised as females imitate their dress, speech, gesture, tenderness, timidity, simplicity, softness, and bashfulness. So I'm pretty sure that like back in the day, in addition to eunuchs just being like a thing that were just like they're just a thing, they're a thing. It was also how do I put this? Not uncommon, unfortunately, for becoming a eunuch to be in place of being trans. So there's that. Not a big fan, but it is what it is. All right. Their acts are done on the jhana or middle parts of women. The acts that are done on the jhana or middle parts of a woman are done in the mouths of these eunuchs, and this is called Auparishtaka. The eunuchs derive their imaginative pleasure and their livelihood from this kind of congress, and they lead the life of courtesans. So much concerning eunuchs disguised as females. Yeah, yeah. They say eunuchs disguised as females. That about sums up at least what the thinking was at the time. Again, not a big fan. Eunuchs disguised as males keep their desire secret. Okay, so in this, okay, I might be misunderstanding something in this, in that the talking about eunuchs disguised as males and females. I think that might, and I can be wrong, like all day, but I think that that's about when they become a eunuch, they're essentially a third gender. That is oligo, essentially, but also not. So because they're not like actually without a gender, they're just, without the bits. So this may be like this may be a whole other set of topics that's separate from like gay trans interpretations of the Kama Sutra. Like it just might be separate. Just putting that out there. Because now I'm really questioning it. Anyway, eunuchs disguised as males keep their desire secret, and when they wish to do anything, they lead the life of shampooers. Under the pretense of shampooing, a eunuch of this kind embraces and draws himself toward the thighs of the man who he is shampooing, and after he touches the joints of the thighs and his jhana or central portions of the body. Then, if he finds the lingam of the man erect, he presses it with his hands and chafes him for getting into that state. If after this, and after knowing his intention, the man does not tell the eunuch to proceed, then the latter does it of his own accord and begins the congress. If, however, he is ordered by the man to do it, then he disputes with him and only consents at last with difficulty. I guess it's like a flirting thing. The following 8 things are then done by the eunuch, one after the other: the nominal congress, biting the sides, pressing the outside, pressing the inside, kissing, rubbing, sucking a mango fruit, and swallowing up. At each of these, the eunuch expresses his wish to stop, but when one of them is finished, the man desires him to do another, and after that is done, then one that follows it, and so on. Yeah, it seems kind of shysty, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, 1. The nominal congress. When holding the man's lingam with his hand and placing it between his lips, the eunuch moves about his mouth. It's called the nominal congress. 2. When covering the end of the lingam with his fingers collected together like the bud of a plant or flower, the eunuch presses the sides of it with his lips, using his teeth also. It is called biting the sides. 3. When being desired to proceed, the eunuch presses the end of the lingam with his lips close together and kisses as if it were drawing it out. It is called the outside pressing. When being asked to go on, he puts the lingam further into his mouth and presses it with his lips and takes it out. It is called inside pressing. Wow, this is quite a process. All right, 5. When holding the lingam in his hand, the eunuch kisses it as if he were kissing the lower lip. It is called kissing. Gee, I wonder why. 6. When after kissing it, he touches it with his tongue everywhere, and then passes the tongue over at the end. It's called rubbing. 7. When in the same way he puts the half of it into his mouth and forcibly kisses and sucks it, this is called sucking a mango fruit. 8. And lastly, when with the consent of the man, the eunuch puts the whole lingam in his mouth and presses it to the very end as if he were going to swallow it up, is called swallowing up. Striking, scratching, and other things may also be done during this kind of congress. Auparishtaka is practiced only by unchaste and wanton women, female attendants and serving maids, those who are not married to anybody but who live by shampooing. Yeah, different times, yo. The Acharyas, ancient and venerable authors, are of the opinion that this Auparishtaka is the work of a dog and not of a man, because it is low practice and opposes the orders of the Holy Writ, and because the man himself suffers by bringing his lingam into contact with the mouths of eunuchs and women. The Vatsyayana says that the orders of the Holy Writ do not affect those who resort to courtesans, and the law prohibits the practice of the Auparishtaka with married women only. As regard to the injury to the male, that can be easily remedied. I'm reading it. That's all I gotta say. The people of eastern India do not resort to women who practice the Auparishtaka. I see. The people of Ahikatra resort to such women, but do nothing with them as far as the mouth is concerned. Okay. The people of Saketa do with these women every kind of mouth congress, while the people of Nagara do not practice this, but do every other thing. Ah, yes, more regional bigotry. This is hilarious. The people of the Surasena country, on the other hand, on the southern bank of Jumma, do everything without any hesitation, where they say that women being naturally unclean, no one can be certain about their character, their purity, their conduct, their practice, their competence, or their speech. Wow. Wow and wow. They are not, however, on this account to be abandoned, because religious law, on the authority of which they are reckoned pure, lays down that the udder of the cow is clean at the time of milking, though the mouth of the cow and also the mouth of her calf are considered unclean by the Hindus. Again, a dog is clean when he seizes a deer in hunting, though food touched by a dog is otherwise considered very unclean. A bird is clean when it causes a fruit to fall from a tree by pecking it, though things eaten by crows and other birds are considered unclean. And the mother woman is clean for kissing and such things at the time of sexual intercourse. Vatsyayana, moreover, thinks that in all things connected with love, everybody should act according to the custom of his country and his own inclination. There are also the following verses on subject. The male servants of some men carry on the mouth congress with their masters. It is also practiced by some citizens who know each other well among themselves. I think I just read about bro code in there. You know, it only happens with my bros. Yo, what else? I think I literally just read about bro code. Anyway, at least one very specific bro code. That's not all bro code. I admit that. Anyway, some women of the harem, when they are amorous, do the acts of the mouth on the yonis of one another, and some men do the same thing with women. The way of doing this, kissing of the yoni, should be known from kissing the mouth. When a man and woman lie down in an inverted order with the head of one towards the feet of the other and carry on in this congress, it is called Congress of a Crow. Congress of a Crow. Nice. For the sake of such things, courtesans abandon men possessed of good qualities, liberal and clever, and become attached to low persons, such as slaves and elephant drivers. The Auparishtaka, or mouth congress, should never be done by a learned Brahmin, by a minister that carries on the business of state, or by a man of good reputation. Because though the practice is allowed by the Shastras, there is no reason why it should be carried on and only be practiced in particular cases. Well, that doesn't sound fun at all. As for the instance, the taste, the strength, and digestive qualities of the flesh of dogs are mentioned in works of medicine, but it does not therefore follow that it should be eaten by the wise. In the same way that there are some men, some places, sometimes with respect to which these practices can be made use of. A man should therefore pay regard to the place, to the time, and to the practice which is to be carried out, as well as to whether it is agreeable to his nature and to himself, and that then he may or may not practice these things according to circumstances. But after all these things being done secretly, and the mind of the man being fickle, how can it be known what any person will do at any particular time for any particular purpose? True facts. Alrighty. This is Oracle. I'm gonna sing myself out. Thank you for watching. Peace out.